Jim, I've heard you over the years describe yourself as a UU evangelist. Where did that come from?
It's from my personal experience as someone who spent most of my life looking for this faith, but didn't know it existed, frankly. The truth is that I needed this faith, and that need is rooted in my personal story. I'm the last of 5 children. My father abandoned the family shortly before I was born, so I was reared by a single mother. The financial difficulties that single parenthood often brings affected our family, so we moved from southwestern Virginia to Piedmont, North Carolina, to live with my grandparents when I was 11 years old. And I felt the sting of isolation by the more privileged as we moved from place to place. My radically liberal grandfather became a major influence in my life. His example let me recognize much earlier than most children my age that I was privileged simply by being white and male. The daily injustices that people of color faced in the South at that time, separate toilets, water fountains, entrances to movie theaters, unequal public education, even different norms of greeting, could not be accepted as just the way things were. Even though most of the public institutions in my life, church, school, government, supported and tried to reinforce the image of rightness of this way of life, I recognized it as unjust. My attempts to be an ally of people of color were timid, but nonetheless real. At age 11, I began to sit in the back of the bus to be in solidarity with people of color and called them ma'am and sir. Much to the chagrin of my older siblings, I invited 2 South Asian guests home for dinner. They were visiting the local Methodist church on a choir trip around the region. They were different from us, and it was clear from my family's reaction that they were uncomfortable, and that embarrassed me. These early experiences marked me for life in 2 ways. The obvious one is my lifelong commitment not only to racial reconciliation, but also to inclusiveness. The second is less obvious, but it wound up being a driving force in my life. The search for a faith community that modeled my vision of inclusiveness, a society in which all people could flourish with no exceptions.